안녕하세요 여러분. 오늘은 제 친구 칼의 집을 소개해 드리려고 합니다. 이 집은 칼의 할머니와 할아버지의 집이었는데 지금까지도 굉장히 잘 사용하고 있다는, 실제로 살고 있진 않은데 저희가 여기에 여행을 오면서 여기에서 좀 머무르게 됐습니다. 그러면 보러 가시죠.
This is my grandma's bench where she would sit and smoke and tell us stories.
나이스.
An aggregate of what different Americans who lived here are of an older generation. Hi, I'm Carl, and this is the home of my grandmother, Helen, and my grandfather, Dennis. They were Americans who first or second generation immigrants and were born in the 1920s. My grandmother was German-Russian, and my grandfather was Lakota, German, Danish, and French. So you'll see influences of all of those cultures here in their home, as well as the influence of their lives as post-war Americans. So my grandfather fought in the Second World War and used his GI Bill to become a professional, working for the U.S. government as Chief of Indian Affairs, Indian Relations for the Bureau of Indian Affairs. My grandmother was a teacher. She had a college degree, which was very rare for women in the 40s and 50s. And she taught home economics. They moved around a lot, and you'll see things from a lot of different places. My father was born in 1960, and they moved 19 times before he graduated high school in 1978. So you'll see different artwork of the Lakota people, but this symbol is not necessarily Lakota. It reminds me of the Hopi. And that's kind of a lot of things at that time were pan-native. They weren't traditionally from one tribe. Clocks and different art of my family, different stuff from different, these are German. This is our living room bookcase, a lot of different knickknacks and stuff. Bedrooms. Let's see, this is our guest bedroom. And this was my grandparents' bedroom. That's my father. He's a history major, and so you'll see him there. He has the History of South Dakota. There's a book that's sitting next to him. But then you'll see these different artworks. Some of these are European, but other ones are like Chinese or Native American. This is the pictures of my families. So this is my grandfather's family. This are his parents. Carl was a German or Danish man. His father had come from Europe. This is Elizabeth, Lizzie. She was my grandfather's mother, was Lakota and French. This is all of his brothers and sisters and his parents. There were 10 of them, or 9, yeah. And then this is my grandmother's parents. Jacob, who I said was from Russia, and Dorothea, whose father was from Russia, from the same area of the Ukraine occupied by the Russian Empire. And these are all of her brothers and sisters. Or a few of them, not all. Her older brothers were in the war. One of them died fighting Japan at the retaking of the Philippines. This is my grandmother and grandfather, and my father. And this is a picture of a family reunion of all of my grandmother's family. This is me when I was a year old. See, all of these people, all of their children came to this reunion.
Oh my god.
Children and grandchildren. All of these people, we still have a reunion. This was the last reunion of the Balliet family. The Peterson family, descended from Lizzie and Carl. We still have a reunion every 2 years, and Sometimes we have over 200 people show up.
Oh my god.
My father lived in China for a year, and so he brought back a lot of art with him. Got a woman, an Indian one on it, maybe Lakota stuff.
So it's your basement?
Yeah. So this is where my father lived when he would visit. It was kind of his man cave, but it was also my grandfather's library. So this is my father's room. From Germany, from native cultures, and from China. All experiences and parts of him that were important to his life and his upbringing. My father was also in the Boy Scouts, and went to the International Boy Scout Jamboree. This is the first time he traveled out of the country, to Germany. And all of these are from the Russians. So you'll see Lenin. You'll see like these puzzles.
Hmm.
And so they moved back to South Dakota. It's St. Helens going off. Different art there. There's another China cabinet. This is my third great grandmother, Molly.
Mm-hmm.
She was a Lakota woman who was born into a traditional Lakota society in 1850, and grew up in a tribe. These are different awards that my grandfather received for supporting the Boy Scouts and the Black Hills Council, and different things that he did. He was also a trophy hunter, and this is an antelope that he shot in the 1980s probably. See, it is the trophy hunter certificate. These horns are, I think, 19 inches long, which was a record at the time. This is a cuckoo clock, a traditional German contraption. This is the Encyclopedia Britannia. So before you had Wikipedia and the internet, if you wanted to learn something, this is how you would go and find it. Different fiction books and magazines. You'll see all of these National Geographic magazines. They had some copies as early as 1927. They had been collecting the National Geographics. Go outside. This is their backyard.
Oh.
And so a hedge, apple trees, and you can see the different pine trees they had.
What is that? That barbecue?
It's a grill, yeah.
Oh.
A propane grill
Wow.
for cooking outside.
Great.
And this is their deck. And then that staircase leads into the garage and the front yard. And you can also get to the front yard over here. And this is their tree.
Oh. Cool.
That was about maybe 35 years ago now. They're wind chimes. This is a traditional oven, stove, wood fired, and then you could heat things on it like water or irons. These are to iron clothes. More art, more wind chimes. This is the washroom and the boiler room, freezer. chance. This is our garage where we park our cars. It's also a workshop. Next to refrigerator and stove. This is what you call a miter saw for cutting logs and metal. Toys and tools. So this is kind of a valley. You see how there are less of the pine trees and more of the like apple trees and different deciduous trees. But just up the hill here is more traditional. Black Hills landscape. The National Forest Service is just like 3 rows of homes up this hill. So you could go from living in a suburb of a typical American city, a small city, but nonetheless normal, has all the different restaurants and stuff you'd expect, to the wilderness where nothing will grow except trees. And it would take you maybe a 5-minute walk.